Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In the previous videos, we have covered carbohydrates and lipids. So today, we are going to learn one of the most fascinating and important biomolecules which are found in every living organisms, that are proteins. So before we begin, let me ask you a few questions. Have you noticed why our muscles become stronger after exercise? How does a wound heal after a few days? How does our hair continue to grow? How are antibodies can able to protect us from diseases? Or how does our body can carry oxygen from lungs to every single cell? All these amazing processes happens because of one incredible group of biomolecules, that are proteins. So that is why proteins are often called as building blocks and working molecules of life. Today, we are going to understand proteins, and by the end of this lesson, you will have a strong foundation for understanding proteins. So let's begin. What are proteins? Proteins are the most abundant biomolecules in the living system. The word abundant simply means they are found in large amounts. No matter which living organism you observe, a tiny bacterium, a flowering plant, an elephant, or a human being, you will always find proteins. In fact, proteins occur in every part of our body. They are present in our muscles, skin, hair, nails, blood, and inside each and every single cell. This tells us one important fact, that proteins are essential for life. Unlike carbohydrates, whose major role is to provide energy, proteins perform thousands of functions inside our body. They build tissues, repair damaged cells, helps muscles grow, transport oxygen, fights infection, controls chemical reaction, supports growth and maintenance of the body, and that is why proteins form the fundamental basis of both the structure and function of life. So, students, next time if someone asks you why proteins are so important, don't just say they build muscles, because they do much more than that. They are involved in almost every biological processes that happens inside our body. Now let's see where we obtain proteins from. Our body continuously uses proteins for growth and repair. But proteins cannot be stored in large amounts like fats. That is why we need to consume protein rich food regularly. Some of the chief sources of proteins are cheese, peanut, pulses, fish, meat, and so on. These food provide amino acid which are used by our body to build its own proteins. Think of amino acids like brick. To build a house, you need bricks. Similarly, to build proteins, you need amino acids. This is why a balanced diet containing protein rich foods is essential during childhood, adolescence, pregnancy, and recovery from illness. Students, let me ask you a question. Suppose if a growing child eats only carbohydrates but less proteins, what do you think will happen? As the child receives energy? Yes, carbohydrates will provide energy, but growth and repair of tissues may be affected. Proteins are required for building new cells and repairing damaged ones. So that is why proteins are often called as bodybuilding nutrients. Now here's an interesting fact. Where does the word protein comes from? The word protein comes from the Greek word proteus, meaning primary or of prime importance. Scientists chosen this name as they realized proteins are the most important biomolecule required for life. So next time when you hear the word protein, remember its meaning. Protein, which means primary or of prime importance. Let's understand the composition of proteins. Imagine you're constructing a building. The building is made from thousands of bricks. Similarly, proteins are made from smaller units. These smaller units are called amino acids. Therefore, proteins can be defined as proteins or polymers of amino acids. Now, what does the word polymer means? A polymer is a large molecule made by joining smaller repeating units together. These smaller repeating units are called amino acids. In proteins, monomer is the amino acid and polymer is the protein. How do tiny building blocks called amino acids build thousands of vastly different proteins? Especially when every single one comes from the exact same structural template. Let's isolate just one amino acid molecule to see how it works. Every single one has an amino group on one side and carboxyl group on the other. It's a universal backbone. But if they all wear this identical backbone, why aren't they the same exact molecule? Because attached to that backbone is a unique cluster of atoms that gives the molecule its own distinct identity. This is the variable side chain. Remove that side chain and join on a different one, and you instantly create a complete different amino acid with new properties. Link these unique pieces together in different orders, and it's like rearranging a few letters to spell thousand different words. This final chain folds up, locking those unique properties into a highly specific tool. And finally, this simple side chain swapping process builds every single complex protein functioning in your body right now. So far, we've learned that proteins are made of amino acids. Are all amino acids same? We'll study about amino acids in detail in the next part. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.